Hey everybody, this is Dave with Blue Line Battle Sports, and today we're going to take this Gen 2 Lancer Tactical Mark 18 and turn it into this. Alright, so this is the same replica that we've been using now for a while. It's heavy, it performs well, but it's not amazing. It's a starter airsoft replica. When we've run it a couple times, we went and checked our rate of fire in one of the videos, and it responds fairly well, especially when you're first starting out. Could you use this in a milsim game? Could this last you for several years? Absolutely it can. There's nothing wrong with this. I've had nothing but good times and good luck with this particular replica. However, I want something more. I want something lighter. I want something faster. I want something more competitive. I want something that I can take to major milsim events and have an edge, not just be one of the crowds. As you can hear when we first fire it, it's not as snappy as it could be. The motor revs up a little bit. It's not bad. The rate of fire on it's not horrible. It's a decent starter gun. It's solid. I want it to be fast and responsive like a speed soft gun, but I also want it to be proper for milsim style events. It's easier to simply go with a high pressure air system. However, if I want to travel to events, and I do have a lot of friends and family on the West Coast, and I would be traveling to some events, traveling with high pressure air systems, while possible, is a real headache. There's disassembly of your tank and valve. There's TSA going through that tank and valve. It's just really difficult to travel with one. So I prefer to travel with an AEG. They're simpler. I put them in one case. I lock it. I do everything the TSA says to, and maybe I'll do a video on that one of these days. And then I just fly it in the belly of the plane to where I'm going, pick it up and go. And I don't have to worry about all the extras that are associated with HPA. Not to mention leaks, batteries, rehydro testing your tanks. It's just a simple plug and play like a regular airsoft replica. So that's what we're going to do. And I've selected a couple of parts that are, one, going to be on brand for Blue Line Battle Sports, and two are going to lighten the replica, and three, they're going to look great, and it's just all going to come into a certain package. And I want to be somewhere around the 3-pound mark when I'm finished building. So let's look at the parts I plan on using for this build. Because I'm interested in weight, I've turned to carbon fiber for quite a bit of it. This is the first piece. This is a buffer tube from Laylax Customs. It is airsoft specific, only it is not for real firearms. I need to stress that, not only for YouTube, but for you at home that think, hey, I got an idea. Don't. It's for airsoft. Picked up a Strike Industries buttstock. These are nice. They're very lightweight. They're minimal. They're compact. And this is going to work with our build. I looked to Mac Customs for yet another piece of carbon fiber. This is a carbon fiber handguard with the speed cannon built into it. It's hard to see on camera. It's black with blue flecks in it, so it looks really nice in the sunlight. It's not overly blue and speed softy. It's just a really nice touch. I don't have to have an inner barrel for this. There's a piece in here that supports it, and if I have a short enough barrel, I can screw a tracer directly into it, or I can lengthen it with barrel extension, which I'm going to use because I have a longer barrel in that stock airsoft replica, and I like the barrel length on it, so we're going to keep that. I went with a T238 Nano Tracer unit. This is a nice tracer unit. They're not as small as the Brighter C, so it won't fit inside this, but that's okay because we're going to go ahead and extend the barrel anyway. But it matches up nicely with it. It looks nice with it. It's going to work. And the reason I want to run tracers on that as opposed to a regular muzzle device is because a lot of the videos that you see, a lot of the milsim events are inside and outside and inside and outside. And some of them, especially down here, we have things like Barnwell, South Carolina, and Perry, Georgia. There's a lot of indoors. I like to use tracers indoors. I have 3.2 tracers I use from that I use from HK Army. They're nice BBs, they work, and I can just run a tracer unit on it, and it's not a problem. Plus, it's got a muzzle flash, I think that's kind of neat. I'm also going to furnish it with different little bits of blue, the charging handle, the screws, magazine release. Again, it's just to mark it up, make it look a little extra pretty. I think it's cool. That's what I want. Again, not taking away from the milsim factor, because as we know, firearms do have colored accessories. That's where we're going. I also picked up a flashlight laser grip combo that we're going to mount to the M-lock on this rail. Small, it's lightweight. Flashlight's very, very bright. Will strobe. And there's a laser that's built into it. This whole little unit's like $35 on Amazon, and this is going to be just right for this build. That's what we're planning on doing. So that's what we have externally. Internally, Lancer just made a plastic top-down center hop-up, which I'm really anxious to use. The stock hop that comes with this is fantastic, but I like the top-down center. This includes a bucking, but I have another one on the way. It's the quad quantum buckings. Those are really, really good if you haven't had a chance to use those yet. I don't have the AEG one. It won't be here until after this video is shot, but it's an easy peasy add-on. I'm not going to change the stock inner barrel on the original Lancer Gen 2. I don't need to. It's a 603 inner barrel. I'm not interested in 601. Brass is fine. I don't need stainless. Not now. Maybe later I'll build it, but not right this second. So, moving on to the gearbox. I'm not a tech, but Lancer started releasing complete Gen 4 gearboxes. They come with either the Astra 2 or the Nebula 2. They're out of Astra 2s. I have one in my Battle X, which runs really well. This is the Nebula 2, so we're going to have one of each just to see. I personally think these are fantastic, and you don't have to be much of a tech. You have to be able to get your gearbox out of your replica, and that's it. And it's a drop-in part. Almost. We'll get into that in a second. But I'm going to just drop this straight in there. So now I'm going to be able to use an 11.1 LiPo, which is something that we couldn't do before. I'm going to have a programmable MOSFET trigger, which we didn't have before. It's adjustable for sensitivity, which we didn't have before. This is really going to up the game for an AEG. This is going to be a really good upgrade, and they're affordable. They're under $150. You just drop it straight in. Still way cheaper than HPA. The next piece I'm going to drop in is this Zion Arms brushless motor. It's 22K RPMs. But with being a brushless motor, it's almost an instant trigger response. It's going to be very close to HPA without having to carry all the extra crap associated with an HPA. And they have a red one, which is a 45,000 RPM, which is entirely too much to be dropping into most gearboxes, unless you're trying to do a really high-speed build. I've tried it before. I've wrecked many gearboxes with it before. We're just going to stick with the blue motor because it's going to be what I need it to be, and it's going to be great. I also picked up a selector plate, another Lancer Tactical selector plate. And the reason I did that is this. These Gen 4 gearboxes have a different selector plate. This little skinny thing right here, when I dropped my other one into a Battle X, it was getting caught. It wasn't installing right. So I picked up another selector plate, which is easy enough to fix. You simply just slide this thing off, and then you slide the other one back on. It's not hard to do. But it's required when you're putting it into a Gen 2 body. I found out the hard way. It's just a simple slip off. It comes right off. That's all you have to do. You just slip it all the way forward. And then we're going to take this one. Now, this will go into a Gen 2 with no problem. That's all there is to it. I'm going to hold on to this because you never know when you need another one for anything else. So we're going to hold on to that. But it's that simple. Now, before we get started on this build, let me specify something. I am not a tech. In fact, when it comes to building AEGs, I'm absolutely horrible. This is easy enough for most people. If you can remove your motor and you can remove your gearbox and you can replace it in the replica, it's a simple thing to do. You can do this. But I'm not saying that I am a certified tech. I'm not saying that I'm a good tech. I'm not even a mediocre tech. So if you try to do this and you don't take it to an airsoft store and you break your replica, it is not my fault. I'm putting it out there right now. So if you don't know what you're doing, please take this to a tech. Now, let's get back to what we're doing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part kind of off camera. I'm going to get the parts that I need to show you. I'm going to show you those, and then I'm going to show you the finished product. All right, so let's get going. All right, so we're now 100% stripped down. Just to do it, if you're curious, obviously this piece has to come off to get the top off. Your magazine release has to come off. Your grip has to come off, and this has to come off on your stock. It all has to come off. We're going to go ahead and put it on. It's already on. Semi. Makes it a little easier. It makes it a little easier to get it out. And then, as you can see, we just pull the entire gearbox out. And if you notice, this tappet plate that's on here, this selector lever that's on here is the same one that's on that. Okay? It's the same one that I replaced it with. So now it's just a simple matter of putting this back in the gear, or back in the body. Like so. Oops. How difficult are you? Okay. All right. We're going to make sure this goes back to my stock because we have rear wired. Then we're going to have to finagle this back a little bit, get that lined up. The selector lever is that simple. That's in. I've just replaced the entire gearbox with something updated and awesome. So that's that simple. We're going to line that up. So we're going to take this pin, we're going to get back in the central hole. We'll start to line everything back up. We're going to adjust it. We're going to put it back together the way I wanted it put together. And I'll catch up with you in a few minutes because, again, this ain't a tech video. So now that we're done, I've cut off a bunch of weight. I have a pile of used parts from the old Gen 2. But I wanted to kind of go over what this can do now. So one of the things about the MOSFETs with the Nebula 2 is that it's programmable. I've already done the programming. Please go watch the video that Lancer put out about programming. But where we're at now, I have this on the most sensitive trigger sensitivity. I have this set to level 3 pre-cocking so that the follow-up shots are a lot faster in semi, and I put on 3-round bursts because there's no necessity to go full auto, especially with the assault rifle class for most of your milsim games. So let's take a look at it real quick. You see I got the carbon fiber handguard on here now. I put a sight on there. I've got blue furniture on here, just kind of, I think it looks better, personally. Not really speed softy, but, you know, subtle enough that there's still some blue in there, so it's just for aesthetics. I like it. I have my carbon fiber buffer tube. I have my smaller stock. The trigger sensitivity on it is very, very sensitive. Super snappy. Very fast response because of the pre-cocking and 3-round burst. Should I find a field that allows full auto or allows me to use it. This right here is my ideal milsim setup. It's lightweight, it's fast. Because the front end's so light, it's easier to swing around. Currently, I don't have the tracer on it. The barrel turned out to be a little longer than I thought, so I may go with a shorter barrel so I could go ahead and put a tracer on here. I may not. With the flashlight transitioning in and out, I'll be able to just light up what I'm doing, shoot, and go back to dark. So that could work for me too. It's a personal choice. I don't see me using this on indoor fields too much, simply just because it's not designed for that. I have HPA guns that are designed specifically for that. This is more, again, like I said, a travel milsim type gun. And I like it. So, guys, let me know what you think. I'm going to have some gameplay footage of it later this afternoon. And we're going to go from there. And that'll be up shortly. But let me know what you think of this. So this is it. This is the finished product. Now, again, like I had said earlier, when I first picked up the Gen 2 Lancer, it's a replica that can grow with you. And this would be years down the road. I did what I did so quickly simply because I'm an advanced player. But this was always a plan for this particular replica. I just wanted something I could put together. I thought I'd share it with you guys. The point is that this grows with you. It started out as a newbie gun. We had the videos a couple weeks ago from that. And it did well, even as a stock Gen 2 Lancer, which is probably one of the most underrated airsoft replicas on the market right now. We're talking about a $120 replica that comes with the battery and the magazines and everything. Now, I've added quite a bit. This is expensive, but the heart of it, what I've actually put in there that makes it perform, is another $135 and a brushless motor. Now, alternatively, if you have the money, Gen 4s come built. They do Gen 4 Lancers, and really all you need to get the responsiveness that I have is the brushless motor, and that's only another $70. But it's going to outperform many other higher-end replicas on the market by, in that price range. So let's see, you're saying maybe $350 for Gen 4, another $75-$80 for a brushless motor. You're not going to have to worry about HPA. You're not going to have to worry about a lot of things. It's going to outperform some guns that are already put together and ready to go. I highly recommend those. If you have an older replica, it doesn't even have to be a Lancer. If you have an older replica, the Lancer gearboxes are drop-in version 2 gearboxes. So it's a simple upgrade to get that level of performance with a motor and the gearbox, and you're ready to go. And you're still about, when you include the tank and the airlines, you're already $250 to $400 cheaper than most HPA systems if you're on a budget. So it's a really good compromise if you don't have the money but you want the performance. So this is Dave with Blue Line Battle Sports. I'm going to take this out today, and I hope to see you guys out in the field sometime soon.